94.7, today's Sunny 95.
Welcome to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the show that brings you man-on-the-street interviews, celebrity guests, groundbreaking research, and heartwarming stories about the reasons we smile. Our show is also known as everything you've always wanted to know about dentistry, but we're too numb to ask. Hello, I'm General Dentist Dr. Kvitko, and thank you for joining me today.
The following views and opinions do not necessarily reflect those of this station, its staff, management, or parent company. To hear a replay of this show or one of the great shows that previously aired, log on to thereasonswesmile.com or iTunes, keyword Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile. Listeners should not use Dr. Kvitko's comments and advice in place of an actual dental exam.
Brighten your life with a smile that shows the professional touch of Dr. Kvitko.
Time now for The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Call 459-9769 to discuss your dental issues. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kvitko.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Reasons We Smile. I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is episode number 578. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, the title of the show is Dentist Speak and Patient Speak. Are they even the same language? I think this is going to be a fun show. Anyway, hey, before we get started, let me remind you, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Dr. Kvitko. And if you'd please go to my office Facebook page and like us, that would be awesome. Also, all past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com, and we are streaming live on Facebook. I want to remind you that in about 10 minutes, we're going to give away free flowers. They'll be from DeSantis Florist. They'll be delivered to your place of business on Tuesday afternoon. And all you have to do is listen in a little bit. I'll try to make the questions very simple. We know it's early in the morning, so you could almost guess, but you still have to call. The number you're going to call is 614-459-9769. Not now, but in about 10 minutes. 614-459-9769. Feel free to pre-program that into your phone, so all you have to do is hit send. Okay, so as I said, we're talking dentist speak and patient speak. And are they the same language? So let me tell you the genesis of this idea and the genesis of this show. I received an email, and I'm going to read you part of it, not all of it, but good bit. And I'm going to not name names. For the sake of this discussion, we'll call the person Jane. Jane Doe. I wonder if there really is a Jane Doe. I should look that up. A whole bunch of them. Anyway, so this patient writes in an email, they went to our website and did a submission. As a resident of Clintonville for many years, I came to you off and on for various reasons. I would have happily been exclusively your patient, but you just didn't accept my insurance. I had very bad experiences with dentists because they didn't believe the numbing meds wore off so fast. I came to you for problematic issues when no one else can help. So this woman is coming to me when she knows she's going to get great care, when no one else can help her, but yet she's still looking elsewhere for her care because, quote, I just didn't accept her insurance. Okay, she goes on to write, I recently moved my mom to Columbus to an assisted living facility as she recently became wheelchair bound. I'm increasingly frustrated trying to set her up with new physicians. Certain doctors, podiatrists, etc. come to the facility, but no dentists that I have found. Can you or have you ever thought of it? It would be an excellent niche for someone to fill. Okay, so, by the way, I did answer her. We're going to get to that in a little bit. I'll let you know what my response has been and so on, but let me just go back to the purpose of the show, which, as I said, is dental speak and patient speak. So here's what she doesn't know. And she doesn't know that when she wrote, but you just didn't accept my insurance, what I'm hearing is, but you just wouldn't work for free, or but you just wouldn't work for peanuts. See, people don't think of it that way. They don't understand when a dentist doesn't accept their insurance that that's what's really happening. So let me reread it. As a resident of Clintonville for many years, I came to you off and on for various reasons. I would have happily been exclusively your patient, but you just wouldn't work for free. Or again, I could say, or you just wouldn't work for peanuts. So that kind of turns the whole conversation around. It makes it go, well, yeah, he's not going to work for peanuts. No, he's not going to work for free. How could he? How could he keep the doors open? And it becomes a whole different paragraph, a whole different thought process. So I did answer her, of course. I do remember this patient because I've treated her. I actually still treat her brother. And they have different last names. So in response to that, I wrote back and I said, Dear Jane, sorry it took me so long to respond to your email. It took me, I think, from Wednesday to Friday. I usually respond the same day. I'm normally much faster, but I've had a lot on my plate this past week, and my wife can corroborate that. Regarding your mom, I'm curious about what is her dental issue at the moment. Is she bedridden, or could she be transported if necessary? And then I said, just so you know, I have gone to nursing homes on several occasions to treat my elderly patients who can't come to me. I've never thought of it as a business opportunity. I just do it to be helpful. Please let me know. Thanks, Dr. Kvitko. So then she wrote back, and she writes, Dear Dr. Kvitko, my mom fell and broke her back in September. She fell multiple times afterwards and can no longer live in her home alone in Zanesville. My sister and I live in Columbus and brought her to an assisted living facility here to be closer. Obviously, it's difficult to get Mom to her doctors in Zanesville. She accidentally pulled out a small bridge, basically 2 teeth, I believe. We have it, but Mom is now wheelchair-bound. She has had very bad pain in her legs that we are trying to get under control. Just last night, she was taken to St. Anne's for uncontrolled pain, even though she does take pain medication for it. My sister and I have had to stop taking her places ourselves. It's just too difficult. I'm now looking into other transportation possibilities. We are moving her to another facility as the current one just cannot properly care for her. I've just become so frustrated. I've asked numerous facilities if they have a dentist, but they do not. I just happened to think of you because a few other times you could help me when others couldn't. Thank you for responding to me. Jane. So I wrote Jane, and I'm waiting for her to respond again because it might have been kind of late last night when I wrote. But I wrote her and I said, I actually, a while back, purchased portable dental equipment so that I could do this outreach dentistry. You've heard me talk about where I go out, I set it up in my motorhome, and I provide free dental care to people in need. Now, those are a limited number of days and times, and I can't do that forever or very much because somebody has to buy the supplies, and I do have to pay my staff. So, but it is something that I do that others I don't think do, at least to the degree that I do. And so, yes, I actually have the equipment that I'm going to need. I could take everything I've purchased. It's like $18,000 worth of stuff. I'm still making payments on it. It's like a 3-year loan. And I'll be able to take that to whatever facility she finds for her mom. And I can take my x-ray unit. It's portable. It's battery operated. It looks like an overgrown hairdryer without a cord. And probably what I'll do is the first thing I'll do is I'll go and I'll take a look at this 2-tooth bridge, whatever it is. By the way, there's usually no such thing as a 2-tooth bridge, so if it's 2 teeth, I'm thinking that there's a third one somewhere that's still in the mouth that it just came off of. And I'll get an x-ray first, probably have to bring an assistant with me, and but most dentists don't have the ability to take an x-ray in a remote location. And because I do care about people, I care about my patients, I've always tried to be that person that can step up to the plate when needed, So we'll see what she says, but and then we still have to talk about what's a good day and time. I need to have at least one of my dental assistants with me, hopefully 2. There will be a cost, but I'm not going to charge a whole bunch of extra money for the fact that I had to come to her. I don't think that would be fair. That feels like piling on. But obviously we'll try to get reimbursed for what we do, and we'll see. So I think this is going to have a happy ending, and I can't tell if I would be happy or not if Jane was listening today, because on one hand I don't want to hurt her feelings about what she was saying about dental insurance, but people, your dental insurance is crap. Your dental insurance is crap. There is no such thing as good dental insurance. So you should stop blaming the dentist because your insurance only pays a few $100 for this or doesn't pay at all for that, because that's the more prevalent thought out there. I'm going to go to somebody who takes my insurance, And look what happens. She's had terrible experience because if you pay for crap, you get crap. I can't think of a better word that I can use on the radio. I'm allowed to use that one, I think. So, anyway, and by the way, I was telling my producer earlier this morning, I said, as a dentist, as a practitioner, as a business, I have a lot of respect for my patients. I have a lot of feelings for my patients. I feel like I owe it to them to be there for them in 6 months when it's time for their next cleaning. And just as an example, just yesterday, Saturday, I went to the office to take care of somebody who had a toothache. I no sooner, before she called me we were arranging a time, and in the interim time, another gentleman called. He has a toothache. He was somebody that we saw last December, just 1.5 months ago, and we told him he needed a root canal like really badly, and he should do it that year to take advantage of whatever insurance he had coming, which wasn't much, but it was better. I said, do it before December. We'll do it by December 31st, because at least you'll use your 2018 benefits. He didn't think he could afford the difference that they weren't going to cover, and so he waited. He even told me that on the phone yesterday. Yeah, I should have done it in December when you told me. And so I have to get him scheduled in. And then last night, it was 10:20. I had dozed off watching TV. That happens at the end of a long day. And I get a phone call. My answering service called me because I had another patient who chipped a tooth. Now, by the way, answering services are not cheap. Most offices don't even have them. How many have had the experience when you call your dentist after hours, you get a really pleasant sounding recording that says, if this is an emergency, call Dr. So-and-so. Here's his cell phone number. You ever tried calling them on their cell phone? It'll ring, but all you're going to get is a message that says, not here right now, leave a message. And you don't know if you're ever going to get called back or not. And from what people are telling me, you typically don't. They wait and they call you Monday morning. So anyway, woke me out of a dead sleep. I called the gentleman back. We scheduled him for first thing Monday morning. And it kind of jolted me to the point where I couldn't fall asleep. It was like, okay, you get woken up and it's like you're late for work. You wake up and everything, your adrenaline's pumping. So it woke me up, and I went in and I logged onto my office computer, which many dentists can't do either. And that's a good excuse why they can't make an appointment, because they can't log onto the computer. And so I went ahead and scheduled him. And then I tried to go to sleep, and I couldn't. It took me about an hour and a half or two just to fall asleep. And then this morning I'm running around trying to get set up for this show. But it's all something that I feel good about. I feel is important, that I'm there for people. So if I ever sign up on an insurance plan, or I decide I'm going to take this person's insurance, and I do too much of it, before you know it, a lot of that service has to go away. The answering service, the calling people right back, the going to a nursing home, providing care that the other dentists can't do, that this woman was stating in her email, that said that she would go to other offices and she just wasn't happy there. So I think at some point people need to look in the mirror and say, okay, I know there's a difference in care. I think I should just be paying the difference, rather than risking the kind of things that can happen when you go to somebody who's being paid almost nothing, So anyway, okay, obviously it's a personal choice and all that. Now, as I mentioned, we do Dr. Kvitko's Question of the Day each week, and it gives you a chance to win free flowers. I might have to rewrite my question, because I've only talked about one of these entities so far. This may be a more simple question than I thought it was going to be. All right, so I'm going to rewrite the question, but here's what we're going to do. Before we do the question, we'd like you to listen to this.
This station will not be held liable for any contesting during The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Participation in the contest allows Dr. Kvitko to record and broadcast your name and call. One winner per household. Prizes are non-transferable, cannot be substituted, and are subject to taxes and fees. This station cannot be responsible for the inability to enter the contest, whether due to equipment malfunction or telephone difficulties. All decisions of Dr. Kvitko concerning this contest or eligibility are final.
And now it's time for Dr. Kvitko's Question of the Day.
All right, and if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kvitko. We're doing Dr. Kvitko's Question of the Day. Today's question is going to be relatively simple, because I only talked about one topic, and it's going to be true or false. A resident of Clintonville who had been a patient of mine over time, but had gone elsewhere because I just didn't accept her insurance, contacted me asking me if I could potentially come and take care of her mom at a assisted living facility. Is that true, or is that false? You're going to win free flowers from DeSantis Florist. The number to call, 614-459-9769. I almost started to give you my office phone number. 614-459-9769. Go ahead and call now.
You won't believe it though. I wanna hear your mind, and there's nothing else in the world tonight. She said people don't take the time. Hey, people don't take the time.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Keith Carlos, winner of America's Next Top Model and star of Chocolate City 2. Look for my smile on the big screen this summer, courtesy of Dr. Kvitko. Stay tuned to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. Did you know that you no longer need to visit several different dental professionals to get more complete dental care? We handle everything from cleanings and orthodontics to restoration, implants, and smile makeovers, all in my office. And now we have 2 locations. Get the most advanced technology and procedures available today. It's more complete dentistry.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
Dr. Kvitko, let's go!
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Dr. Kvitko's here, and he's going to help you with all of your problems. Are your teeth yellow? He can fix that. Are you missing a tooth? He can put a new one in. How is that?
That's very good. Thank you, Richard. All right, we're doing Dr. Kvitko's question of the day. We have 4 callers on the line. My producer and I did rock, paper, scissors, and it came up line 1. So line 1 happens to be Ellen. Hey, Ellen, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
Thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. Do you happen to have the answer to Dr. Kvitko's question of the day?
True.
That is true. Very good. Ellen, have you ever had a similar experience with your dental insurance, feeling like they should have paid more?
Well, I don't know. Probably not.
Are you, what do you do for a living?
School nurse.
School nurse. Okay, so you have to deal with, no, you don't deal with insurance at all, do you?
No.
No, so the school system is just kind of all free. The school system pays your salary. Well, cool. Thanks for listening in. We really appreciate it. Stay on the line so we can make sure you get those flowers from DeSantis, okay?
Thank you so much. I love your show.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it. Gives me a reason to get up at 5:30 on Sunday, right?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, great. All right, you have a great week, and tune in next week.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, so if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kvitko. We're talking about dental speak or dentist speak as opposed to patient speak. And of course, the genesis was the letter that I received from a patient of mine, kind of an on-again, off-again patient, who I would love to be treating on a regular basis. And it sounds like she would love to be seen on a regular basis, but somehow she's letting the fact that we're not on her insurance company's list get in the way of that. And yet she's not happy with the care she's getting elsewhere. But who knows? And you know, if you're one of those people and you're trying to decide right at this moment, should I switch dentists? I would suggest, if you're happy where you are, that you stay there. Okay? So, anyway, all right, now, so it reminded me that, you know, dentist speak and patient speak are not the same thing, and it gave me the impetus to do the show as far as the different topics that we can miscommunicate. And by the way, there's a quote from George Bernard Shaw. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. That is so poignant, isn't it? And I wrote one of my own, dental speak and patient speak, not the universal language. Okay, it's just not. So another one that I came up with would be, when I say to a patient, are you brushing and flossing? And the patient answers, not as much as I would like to. Well, that's patient speak for, I haven't flossed since I saw you last. Actually, I probably haven't flossed since I was born. And by the way, we know that. I'm not there to hit people over the head and make them do things they don't want to do or don't think they have time to do. I'm just there to be that little angel sitting on your shoulder that says, you know, you probably ought to floss. And hopefully at some point it'll click in somebody's head. But if I really believed that the person was really flossing, it would be incorrect, because I know what gums look like when they are flossed and when they're not. So another one would be, when I say to you, you have an abscessed tooth, here's what you hear, in my opinion. That's going to cost me a lot of money. So you answer, but nothing hurts. But you wouldn't say but nothing hurts if you weren't worried about the cost, right? Because who's going to ignore an abscess? Who's going to ignore pus dripping out of their face or dripping into their mouth, which is what happens, if they could, okay? And when I say you have an abscess, you have pus dripping in your mouth, into your bloodstream. And so, but you're hearing, it's going to cost me a lot of money, so your response isn't, how soon can we do it, doctor? Your response is, but it doesn't hurt, hoping you're going to convince me that you don't need it. Okay? Nothing hurts doesn't mean you don't need a root canal, folks. All it means is you don't want one, or you don't think you can afford it right now. Probably because your insurance won't pay enough. Anyway, okay. Probably it looks like if we want to get back on track with our breaks, we go to a break. Let's just go. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a couple more. Here's another one. When I say you have a cavity, you think that means you're going to have a needle and the drill, and those sound unpleasant, so you answer again, but nothing hurts. I don't feel it with my tongue, it doesn't bother me when I eat. So you're trying to convince me that I'm going to tell you it's okay just to let it grow, right? When you get rust on a car, you have a choice. You can let it keep rusting, which is what most of us do. Why? Because we can get another car when that one's old and beat up and we can't use it anymore. Or you can say, I love this car, it's my baby. I'm gonna get that rust taken care of before it gets out of hand. And so you're gonna, you have that choice. When it comes to your mouth, to your teeth, you only get one set of teeth, folks. It's not like we're elephants who get 7 sets of teeth in their lifetime. We get one. Well, one adult set. I'm sorry, I forgot about the baby teeth. Okay, so but here's the thing. If you have a cavity, remember I said you think you're gonna have to have a needle and you're gonna have to have a drill? Well, guess what? For the last 2 years or so, a little over 2 years at my office, it's possible you won't need either. Neither, because we have a laser now that can numb your tooth without a needle. We just shine the light on the tooth and it numbs it. And that same laser is used to clean out the cavity. So if you come in when it's a small one, when you come in kind of early in the process, you're not going to have either a needle or a drill. That's pretty cool. I'm really happy to be able to offer that to people. That machine wasn't cheap, but I'm making payments on it too. But again, it's part of the service that we offer. Maybe the reason why when we do get letters like we got from Jane, I think that was the side of her name was, right? That at least they're complimenting me on the fact that they do like coming and they felt like they'd received great care when they came. It just became an insurance issue. So I think now it is time to go to a break. You're listening to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, and we'll be right back.
You can take me as I am, not just a little bit. I don't know who to be. I'm a faithful cub, baby of the sea. I know you see it too, 'cause you're too much for me.
This is Clark Kellogg. Stay tuned for more of Dr. Kvitko.
Estás escuchando con Dr. Kvitko aquí en su estación favorita.
Hi, I'm Dominique Reichert. Like what you hear? Why not use the show to promote your product or service by becoming a sponsor? Call 614-262-9588 to learn how. That's 614-262-9588. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. I've been honored to help several famous people get a perfect smile, like Keith Carlos and Dominique Reigart from America's Next Top Model, and Ted the Golden Voice Williams from right here in Columbus. Isn't it time you had a celebrity smile? It costs less than you might think, and most of the time, it can be done in one visit. A new smile can make a world of difference.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
I'm Grandpa, and I go to Dr. Kvitko, and I still have all my teeth. Real ones. Where's my glasses?
All right, we're back. If you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is The Reasons We Smile. It's episode number, what did I say it was? I lost, 578. Anyway, 578 episodes. And guess what? We've never done one about this. Isn't that something? So, what we're doing is we're talking about the difference between dentist speak and patient speak. And the question is, are they even the same language? And I would have to say, probably not. Probably not. So I realize now that I'm not going to have time to cover all of these, and so we may do another portion of like a part 2 or so of this show, possibly next week or the week after. But I do have time to get a couple more in, I think. So, yeah, I think I have about 4 minutes. So let me just check that out so I don't run long. I'm good. I'm getting the thumbs up. Okay. So here's one. And by the way, a lot of times the show is about things that have happened in the week prior. And this one just happened. So here's the thing. When I make a person an immediate denture, I always tell them that they're going to need a reline in 6 to 9 months, right? That means that I take an impression using the denture as an impression tray, and then I send it to the lab for overnight processing. That means you're going to be, if you're the patient, without your upper and lower dentures overnight. What people sometimes hear, though, and I don't know why, is I will never be without my dentures. No one's ever going to see me without my teeth. And, you know, that's not true, folks. To do the lab reline properly is 9 hours in a water bath of 170 degrees. You have to have it 9 hours. So I can do it while you wait, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as good. You're not going to like it. It's going to taste like that chemical that it's made out of. It's going to be porous. It's going to collect colors from different foods and tastes from different foods. It's just not the same. So I do my best to make people understand what's really at play and what's going to happen. But sometimes if you look at them 6-9 months later when I'm saying, okay, we're going to do the impression and we're going to keep your teeth, I can't go without my teeth. I have to remind them. I've thought about recording myself doing it, but that always seems like you just wouldn't, you know, you're not very trusting of people, so I don't. But anyway, so that's another one. Now, okay, this one, I gotta find the one that I thought was even more cool, and that is, it's about, okay, here's one. Okay, so, if I tell you, if you tell us you want your teeth clean, do I have time for this? How much time do we have? Oh, yeah, we have time for one more. Tell you need your teeth clean, and we discover that you have full-fledged periodontal disease with subgingival calculus that's tartar, 8mm pockets healthy as 3, anything over 3 is unhealthy, suppuration, which means pus coming from below your gum line, inflammation, bleeding gums, loose teeth, and we tell you that you need root planing and curettage of your entire mouth and periodontal surgery of your entire mouth, and you say, but can't you just clean my teeth, doc? I'm like, did you not hear a word I said? And it's not. If his mic was on, you'd hear my producer having a good laugh at this one. And so, no, we can't just clean your teeth because it's not going to do you any good. I'm not going to take money from you for just cleaning the top of your teeth when really the problem is down below the gum line, 8, 9, 10 millimeters, and it's just going to be a big waste of your money. Okay? So, anyway, I probably need to leave it there, and we'll check that one off as being covered, and then we'll come back another week and do some more of these. Okay? Does that sound right, producer? Am I ready to go?
Yeah, you're fine. But I will say this before you sign off, because on Thursday, Valentine's Day,
yeah?
you're pulling my wisdom teeth.
Yes.
It's going to be brutal. I will allow you to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not, if you decide to talk about it that Sunday, when I'm not here this coming Sunday, I'll allow it. But I won't be upset if you want to wait for me to come back and we can talk about it.
Okay, well, there's an idea too. Okay, so maybe
we can talk about my patient speak.
Experience. Your patient speak, okay.
What I say through the experience.
Okay, that's fair enough.
All
Let's
right.
do it. 2 weeks from now, we'll do that. It'll be How Did It Go with Fitz's Wisdom Tooth Removal.
Yeah,
all 3 of them.
All right.
All right, folks, it looks like that's all the time I have. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Please go to my office Facebook page and like us. It's Dr. Kvitko and Associates. Be sure to tune in next week and every week right here on your favorite station. Goodbye.
This is Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the hit show on VH1, urging you to tune in next week with my dentist, Dr. Kvitko.
If you're interested in learning more about this and other dental health topics, go to thereasonswesmile.com to access full episodes of Dr. Kvitko's show.
If you'd like Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist, to speak at your next event, please call 614-262-9588. That's 614-262-9588.